Hey, Dutch Uncle George here, and on this video I'm going to be talking about rejection and how to handle it, because I've seen a lot of stuff out there that there's a lot of guys who really don't handle rejection well at all. You get, I've seen some, message threads, and I've also heard from some women, but basically you get the things are going along pretty good. The guy's going off about how hot and sexy she is, and this and that and the other thing, and how much she's really a special lady and all this type of stuff. And then when he gets to the part of, hey, we should hook up, and she says, no, I'm sorry, but no, I'm not really feeling it. And he goes immediately from, you're so sexy, to, well, you're ugly anyway, bitch. I wouldn't fuck you with some other guy's dick. What the hell just happened? I mean, okay, it sucks to get shot down, but to go from, oh, I want you, baby, to, I wouldn't fuck you with some other guy's dick? What the hell? And, I realize that for a lot of guys, they're lacking confidence, they're lacking in self-esteem, and so they build this themselves up to say, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to approach this woman, and I'm going to get her digits, or I'm going to go out on a date with her, I'm going to have sex with her, and they have this whole fantasy of how it's going to go, and then they hit that first no, and they completely lose their shit, and it's ridiculous, guys. A no is not the end of the world. A no is not that she burned your house to the ground or some shit like that. It's just a no. And most of the time I'm seeing these things where it was a really polite no, and the guy just absolutely goes off. Now, you got to understand a couple things about rejection. And before I go into that, the other side of that is the pickup artist guys. These guys who think they are the shit when it comes to picking up women. And they basically, the approach is, they just annoy people into giving them their contact information. I saw this one where this guy approaches this group of, I can't remember, it was 3 or 4 women sitting on a bench in a park, and they were talking, and the women are, having their discussion, and this guy walks up, he's like, hey, ladies. And they're like, we're having a private conversation here. What are you talking about? Well, we don't know you. We really don't want to, hey, you can, I'm a fun guy, Yeah. And this guy just would not take no for an answer. There's this older guy sitting on the bench next to him, and you can see him giving side eye. You could tell he wanted to say something, but he just didn't want to get involved. But yeah, if you annoy somebody long enough, they might give you a fake, phone number or a fake social media account or something like that, just to get you to leave them alone. Or if they do give you their legit contact information, they'll just block you later on. So, if somebody says no, accept the no. Now, this brings me to the other part. There's a couple of things to keep in mind here, and maybe will help you not take it quite so personally if you do get rejected. The first is that you have no idea why she's saying no. Yeah, it might be about you, but there's a ton of other reasons out there why she might be saying no. Maybe she just got to have a bad relationship. Maybe she has some kind of strict rules as to who she can or will date. Maybe she's very religious and only dates people from her church. There's tons of different reasons out there. If you're actually on a date and the point comes to where you might be trying to transition it into having sex, maybe she's got a rule that she doesn't have sex on the first date. It's a reasonable rule. But if you keep pushing and she says, no, I'm not having sex with you, and then you lose your shit on her, you guarantee that you're not going to get a second date. You guarantee that you're not going to have an opportunity for later. And that's the point I want to make here is no doesn't necessarily mean forever, never, ever, 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 no, positively no. It just means no right now. And you need to take that no right now, accept it, and move on. Revisit it later on. If if it's somebody that you're really interested in, but don't burn the bridge by, going off on her and calling her a whore, which is kind of ironic. I won't sleep with you. Oh, you're a whore. What? Anyway, so that's the first thing to bear in mind. The rejection may not have anything to do with you, at least, long term. It may be something about it right now that, you might remind them of somebody they hate, who knows what. But it might not have anything to do with you or how you are. It just may be, it's just not working right now. So move on. And the other aspect of it is that rejection, if you accept it well, it at least leaves the door open in some cases to potentially revisit it later on and get the yes. So try to be a little bit more accepting of the no in the moment and take it like a man. Don't grovel. Don't go, oh, please. I've seen that one too. Oh, please, I love you so much. I mean, a lot of times these are women that they don't even know, and they're like throwing themselves at their feet. Oh, please, baby, you're so sexy. Have a little pride, dude. So don't go flying off the handle and calling them names and getting angry and getting all rageful. And don't do the opposite and be, throwing yourself at their feet, hoping they'll take mercy on you. And don't be the pickup artist guy who's just annoys people into saying yes. That's my advice. Be a real man. Take a no if you get the no, and revisit it later on if you get the opportunity. But you need to learn to take that rejection and not internalize it, not take it personally. It's just a no. And in most cases, it's a very polite no. And even if it's not a polite no, even if she says, oh my God, you're disgusting. No, you're such a loser. I would never date you. Just take it like a man and move on. There's no reason to get into a big argument about it. There's no reason to get hostile. All it does is fire up your emotions more, make it more painful for longer to deal with. Take the no, take it like a man, move on. So that's it for this one. I hope you got something out of it. And thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Or I will not fuck you with somebody else's. No. Anyway, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye.